Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation.
Okay.
Miss Canada arrives in court determined to secure child support and 3 years of unpaid financial help. She claims she has carried the full burden alone, not a single contribution from the alleged father. But before the judge can move forward, he drops a shocking reveal. He's not convinced the child is his. The question now is, will that claim stand strong once the legal process begins?
There is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
Well, those are rumors.
I understand
First of
that.
all.
I understand that.
Second
But
of
you
all.
haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
He challenges her story and raises suspicion, saying he wasn't the only person involved with Miss Canada during that time. He also claims she refused when he asked for a DNA test. Is he trying to avoid responsibility? Or is he revealing the uncomfortable truth no one expected? The pressure builds. How will she respond?
If I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Ooh, okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you
wife
were
that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
So, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying.
She fires back in anger, claiming he was a married man the entire time they were involved, and he doesn't deny it. The courtroom starts to fall apart as emotions erupt on both sides. But beneath all the accusations and tension, one question remains. Who is telling the truth? And will the real story finally be exposed?
There's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support,
The judge gets straight to the point. There's no DNA test, no official medical paperwork, and no legal confirmation linking him to the child. The history between them might be complicated, but the court doesn't deal in emotions, it deals in evidence. Without proof of paternity, can this case even continue? Or is everything being presented nothing more than claims with no foundation?
he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there. That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
And then comes a jaw-dropping revelation. She actually works side by side with his wife at the same welding company. This wasn't just a risky relationship. It happened right where his wife could have discovered everything. Tensions rise, but the judge refuses to get swept up in emotions. At this point, only science can settle it. Will a DNA test finally uncover the real truth?
He's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you're more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
The judge looks over the financial paperwork, but makes one thing absolutely clear. Nothing can continue without a DNA test. Legally, that's the only way forward if he turns out to be the biological father. Child support will be ordered that if he's not. This entire case shifts in a completely different direction. The real question now is, will both sides agree to take the test and finally settle the truth?
I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but
definitely
if he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And
She firmly states that no further DNA testing is necessary, insisting she already knows he's the father. But if the truth is that obvious, why hasn't it been confirmed legally? With the uncertainty growing, both sides finally turn to the court, requesting an official DNA test to settle the matter once and for all. Does her confidence based on facts? Or is there something she's not revealing?
We can get this DNA testing done expeditiously.
oh yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The judge officially orders a DNA test through the Attorney General's office. Quick, authorized, and final, with the next step locked in. The hearing ends. He walks out promising that if the results confirm he is the father, he will step up and take full responsibility. Justice takes time, but the truth always shows up. Stay connected for more real-life courtroom stories.